Guys, I hope you brought enough time. Welcome back to the Celtic Files. As you can see, we are taking it a bit slow today. We are looking at the top 2, the British Tier 6 Premium Tank. It was added in patch 8.2, and it puts you down 3,500 shiny coins, of the yellow kind. I'll give you a very brief rundown on the stats. If you want to see a longer garage video, I'd recommend to check our Jingles video. I have added the link to the description. Right. So let's start with the gun. You see, normally premium tanks aren't equipped with great guns, but of course, there are some exceptions, and the TOG is one of them. The 17-pounder combines great accuracy with decent alpha damage and a high rate of fire. This is a scalpel, on a tank where you would normally expect a butcher's knife. Check out the penetration values with regular AP as well as APCR shells. Quite exceptional. So then the cannon is quite good, if not even great, but what about the rest? Well, here's where things start to go wrong a bit. The TOG is large, enormous, gigantic. It's a barge, it is even bigger than that bloody mouse. Combine that with the second slowest speed of all tanks in the game, and what you have is an artillery magnet. Those scumbags will love you. On the other hand, you have 1400 hit points, and that is more than you get from some tier 7 heavy tanks, for example, the T-29. To summarize, you have a great gun and a huge health pool, that is offset by your size and speed. The armor is decent, but really you will rely more on your health pool than anything else to survive. So how does the TOG perform in a 1v1 situation? I have conducted a series of experiments, in which I pitted the TOG against some of the opponents it is likely to face. Our old friend and platoon mate, Tahiti Man, was kind enough to give me a hand.
Здравствуйте. Is this a joke? Is that supposed to be a tank? Was this designed by engineers that drank too much vodka?
What do you call a Russian in the knockout stages of the World Cup? A referee.
They killed our driver.
The first round goes to the TOG. It scored a decisive victory. If you are in the KV-1S and face a full health TOG, I suggest to take cover between shots, because the TOG will most definitely own your happy ass. Oh, here comes the Germans.
Guten Tag, what kind of shitty tank do you have over there? Do you believe that you can beat me? Yeah? Your tank was only finished in 1943, and by that time, it was already obsolete. I mean, look at it. You Brits know nothing.
What did the German clockmaker say to the clock that went tick, tick, tick? They have ways to make you talk.
It looks as if the TOG is going to make it. He's clearly in the lead. Bye-bye Heavy K. So that's 2 for the TOG, and 0 for the opponent. That is quite a surprise, but the Russians aren't done just yet. Looks like it's time for the good old box tank.
Привет. I am back, and brought a little present for you. This box tank will teach your TOG a lesson, he won't soon forget.
What do you call a beautiful girl in Russia? A tourist.
Пока, до свидания.
Wow. That box tank did not have a chance at all. TOG 3. Others nil.
Yo, what's up, bros? Looks like you guys are getting creamed here. Are you serious? This Tog is kicking you around? This British piece of shit? For real? I'm going to end this now. My 105 mil will do the talking.
American spells it wrong, and Yankee beer tastes like piss. A woman called me once and said, I need to fly to Pepsi Cola on one of those computer planes. I asked if she meant to fly to Pensacola on a commuter plane. She said, yeah, whatever.
I do not believe this. The Tog scored the fourth victory, and this time it went against an Elite Tier 7 heavy with equipment fitted. The Tog just has a 100% crew, but no vents or gun rammer. Also, that Tog was not shooting goal rounds. After this, we lined up the Tog against an IS, which is a Russian Tier 7 heavy, and also against an American T-25/2TD. The Tog won these as well. Tog scored 6 wins, and only after it met the Russian Su-152 was it finally beaten. Honestly people, you would not have expected that, wouldn't you? Right. I think it's time to get some action going. We're on Erlenberg, and I am in a platoon with Eddie and Tahiti Man. 3 times platoon up, that means 3 times 1400 hit points and more than 5400 DPM. Defending on Erlenberg, in this matchup, that is perfect for the Tog. So let's see what we can achieve here.
Let's go.
The Tog is so incredibly slow. For the purpose of this video I will be cutting out and accelerate some footage. We are moving our land whales to the western flank to take up a defensive position. From the looks of it, my Tog miraculously has gotten to the hill first. How that is even possible is beyond me. We spotted the KV-1. I am sure that he's not the only one pushing this flank. I donned my first shot, and he gets one into me. My next 2 rounds find the target. Here you can see the rate of fire and accuracy. Pretty nice, don't you think?
We can't rely on him. We didn't even scratch
I can't believe I bounced that shot. Here we have the 3 tops. The Tahiti Man is hanging back a little bit, while Eddie and I are working the hill to spot the targets. The advantage of this positioning will become clear very soon.
enemy armor is destroyed.
I am securing the kill on the KV-1. That M6 is very brave, and now he is facing 2 cannons with Togs attached to them, and he is getting punished. That was close. Do you remember what I said about the Tog being an RE magnet? They love the Tog. It's easy to shoot, and loads of damage to be done. Let's focus on the KV-1S. This one is not so dangerous with its stock gun. I think there was an artillery shell very close. Just look at that accuracy, it's fantastic. The 1S is back, and I am giving him another tasty treat in the turret. Artillery shells are flying everywhere it seems, but luckily I am not getting hit. The 1S is meeting his maker. Eddie secures the kill. That Easy has ventured out too far and is now facing 2 tops. With both Tahiti Man and I shooting at him, he won't be lasting much longer. Just long enough for me to steal the kill. Eddie is pulling back now while the Tahiti man is taking his place. We have so many hit points between us that 3 tops in a defensive position are a tough nut to crack. I bounce the T-150 and his return shot misses. I am trying again, this time with more luck. Eddie takes care of the M6. The Hellcat gets creamed by our artillery, and I am too impatient. Such a bad shot. Let's try this again. And again. This cannon is just awesome, guys. I fully recommend it. With the western flank now firmly secured, the Tugs decide to push south and go after the T-150. He gets one into at his top. I bounce him, reload, and then it's good night, sweetheart. The game is won. The Tugs still tried to get a piece of the action, but they were just too slow. There's no point in watching this fruitless chase at snail's pace, so here we have the post-battle results. The Tugs had 5 kills between them. The Tahiti man was covering us from the rear and did not get too many opportunities to damage the opponent. Almost 2k damage and 1100 XP, that's not a bad result for the Tug. Because the Tug spotted 5 opponents and I got credited for the spotting damage, I got a high XP. With a premium account, this game netted 55k credits. When you do damage, the Tug returns good credits. It's not a T-34, but it's really not bad. Really not bad is also the fact that this game was good enough to earn the Ace Taku badge. Only 1100 XP needed. That's much lower than I would have expected. Before I'll go, I have one more battle to share with you. It's another 3-man Tug platoon with the Tahiti man and Eddie, this time on Pearl River. The outcome of this match is quite crazy, especially considering that we are in the biggest and the damn near slowest tank in the whole game. I am cutting out extended scenes of Tugs driving slowly towards the enemy's base. We have reached the choke point. So far, all we can see is a KV-1S and an M4. While that AT-2 is very aggressive, a movie normally would not survive for very long. Eddie and the Tahiti man are slowly catching up. I am trying my luck against the M4, but I missed the target. The M4 gets hit by our Su-85 in my Tug. Being the kill-stealing bastard that I am, I secure the kill. The AT-2 has taken out the 1S, but is getting blown to bits by the second M4. That AT-2 never gave the Tugs a chance to soak up some of the damage. Time to push out in the open. We must kill that M4 quickly. I should be able to deal with him swiftly. I must say I am surprised by the lack of resistance we have encountered thus far. I was fully expecting to get pounded as soon as we had crossed the bridge, but somehow, there is no one here. So the Tugs then decide to do the only useful thing left to them, cap. We are losing 4 against 10, and have just been spotted by the Hummel. Capping ain't gonna work, but it was worth a try. Surely they must send in someone to defend and reset the cap. An M3 Lee? Really? 15 seconds to aim. The enemy decides to kill the one tank that isn't capping. What a bunch of numbnuts. Capping in a tank is rare enough, doing it in 3 times is crazy, and then winning. Are you fucking kidding me? But it did happen indeed. I think you can play World of Tanks for years and chances are, you won't be seeing something like this ever again. Oh boy. What are you doing still here? Isn't it time for your afternoon tea?
Why wasn't Jesus born in Russia? He couldn't find 3 wise men or a virgin.
Okay, settle down, that's enough.
There's this new German restaurant. The food is great, but an hour later you're hungry for power.
That is out of line. This has gone far enough.
Despite common misconception, only 45% of Americans are classed as overweight. The other 55% are obese.
I am warning you. You'd better cut it out.
On an American Airlines packet of nuts, instructions: first, open packet; second, eat nuts.
Alrighty then folks, that's all I got for you today. Please give it a thumbs up if you liked this video. Take care and so long, until next time.